It's Monday, which means it's time to take a look at the box office from this weekend, and producer Charlie's got the latest in our cinema corner. Producer Charlie, where do we start?
Okay, we've got a lot to cover this time. So, first up, Back to Black. This is the R-rated biopic drama about Amy Winehouse. So this follows the life and music of Winehouse as she goes through the journey of adolescence to adulthood and the creation of one of the best-selling albums of our time, Back to Black.
Yeah.
So this is starring Marisa Abela. She's pretty new. She doesn't have much in her filmography.
I was gonna say, I don't really know that name.
It also stars Jack O'Connell. There's actually biopic projects that were like, as soon as the Winehouse passed in 2011, so many filmmakers were like, we want to do a biopic.
Yeah.
But none of them really came to fruition.
Interesting.
It wasn't until 2018 that Winehouse's estate announced that they had signed a deal. So, been a while. A lot of people were trying, but finally got there. Universal actually gave over all the rights to her music to be used.
Oh my gosh.
So they could have used her original music if they wanted, but Marisa actually did all the vocals herself.
Really?
And before this project, she didn't sing. So she did vocal lessons specifically for this film. I actually watched an interview with her. She said she didn't realize the part she was going to have to sing. But she said she went into it and wanting to, make sure, be as authentic to Winehouse as she possibly could. With the recording of the music that she did it with Winehouse's real band as well.
That's really cool.
So she got to ask how things were with Winehouse when they actually were recording and everything.
Do you think she's a good singer?
I mean, I haven't listened to Winehouse's music very much, but I thought she did a very good job in the movie.
Okay.
I know some people were kind of very skeptical beforehand about it and everything. I thought she did great in the film. I think she has a lot of potential in the industry.
Yeah, all right, that's exciting stuff.
She said that the reason she poured so much blood, sweat, and tears into the role was because she knew firsthand how much Winehouse meant to people. Because especially in London, she was huge. But
well, she's still an icon, and she died so young. And I think it was, there's been a lot of devastating losses in music, but I think she is one that comes to a lot of people's mind because she had so much promise, and it seemed like she was gonna have this very long-standing career, and then she died very suddenly and tragically.
She was only 27.
Right, and so it's just crazy.
Yeah, director Sam Taylor Johnson said that she wanted the film to celebrate Winehouse and not judge her, saying, quote, "We know she had a tragic end, but I want people to come out and immediately want to put the music back on and celebrate her and just re-listen to it with all sorts of almost fresh perspective."
Yeah, I love that.
I feel like that it focused a little bit more though on her drug habits and her struggles rather than how the music was actually created. It's still a good movie. Worldwide so far it's made 39.4 million.
Not bad.
And that's only the opening weekend. So good movie honestly to watch. Feels a little long some points, but I would say if you're looking for something, it's a good one to watch.
Yeah, sounds like people need to check it out. Sounds like a good one.
Next up, we have a new horror movie. This is The Strangers Chapter 1. It follows a young couple who is forced to spend the night in a remote cabin after their car breaks down in an eerie small town.
Sounds horrible.
Right. Panic ensues as they are terrorized by three masked strangers who strike with no mercy and seemingly no motive. So this stars Madeline Petch and Froy Gutierrez. This is actually the third film in the Strangers film series, but this is the first installment of a intended relaunch of a trilogy.
Okay.
It's intended to introduce new audience to the world of the Strangers and tell a bigger story than before. All three films were actually shot at the same time.
Whoa.
So sometimes they were shooting movie 1, then 3 in the evening, and then 2 the next day, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot to handle.
Do you know when they were all originally shot?
Not the date they were actually shot.
Yeah.
But part 2 is actually, chapter 2 is supposed to come out later this year.
Okay.
So they're like quick releases for a trilogy.
That's interesting.
The director for this was Rainey Harlan, and he said it's one 4.5 hour long movie, and the first movie is the first act. It sets up the characters and the terror and the killers and our main character.
Okay.
So apparently, chapter 2 and 3 are to take place the following 4 days after. So it's a very quick timeline. So worldwide, 12 million so far, but horror doesn't usually do too big unless it's a huge thing.
That makes sense.
The original is still the best in my opinion though.
Yeah.
So next up, got something for the kids.
Yeah.
We have If.
But this is also a star-studded cast and it has been highly talked about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very star-studded. This is a PG live-action animated fantasy comedy. Follows a young girl who goes through a difficult experience as she begins to see everyone's imaginary friends who have been left behind as their real-life friends have grown up.
Aww.
So this was actually written, directed, produced, and also stars John Krasinski.
What a talented man.
Right? Kaylee Fleming and Ryan Reynolds also are starred in this. Ryan Reynolds was also a producer for the film.
Very cool.
Some of the voice actors we have in this big list: Steve Carell, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Emily Blunt, Awkwafina, Bradley Cooper, George Clooney, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, Amy Schumer, Maya Rudolph, and that's not even all of them.
Yeah, the list goes on and on and on.
Another voice actor was Louis Gossett Jr., but he passed 2 months before the film actually came out, so this is dedicated to him.
Well, that's kind of neat.
The premise of it's kind of almost like rediscovering your inner child. It's not quite what I expected. It's good. I wouldn't personally watch it again. I think the kids will really like it.
Yeah.
It's the theme and the story of it. Kids probably aren't going to grasp because it's kind of about loss and stuff too. But altogether, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Kids might enjoy it.
Okay.
So far, it's made $59 million, budget of $110 million. So getting there, but probably won't reach it in theaters.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have Babes. This is an R-rated comedy that follows Eden, an aggressively single woman played by Alana Glazer. And after she gets pregnant from a one-night stand, she turns to her best friend, Dawn, played by Michelle Buteau.
Love her.
Right? A married mother of two, for help. Alana actually wrote and produced this film.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's a good movie. I had quite a few laughs in it. It's kind of an ode to motherhood, in my opinion. So if you're a mom, I think it should have came out a little bit before for Mother's Day.
Yeah,
maybe.
that'd have been cool.
But worldwide, it's only made 171,000. But it wasn't ever advertised. I never saw a trailer for it once.
Yeah.
But it's a good one if you're looking for a good laugh. Very adult, though. Don't have your kids watch it.
Okay, so not family friendly.
Nope. Moving on a little bit, we have a documentary about the Blue Angels. So this is just called The Blue Angels. It follows the veterans and the newest class of Navy and Marine Corps Flight Squadron as they go through intense training and into a season of heart-stopping aerial artistry.
Very cool.
This was produced by J.J. Abrams and Glenn Powell.
Oh, wow.
It was actually shot in 2022, though.
Okay.
So very good, very interesting and cool to watch. It actually drops later this week on streaming, which I'll mention later on. But worldwide made 100.3 million so far.
Yeah, good stuff.
Coming out new this week, we have Furiosa: Mad Max Saga with Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Pratt's The Garfield movie. Not sure how I feel about him as the voice still.
Yeah.
And then Sight, which is an Angel Studios film.
Okay, nice.
Then streaming this week, surprisingly, we have Dune Part 2 tomorrow on Max.
Wow, okay.
So if you didn't get to watch it, that's tomorrow. Thursday, The Blue Angels drop on Prime Video.
Can't wait for
and
that.
Then Friday, Hulu has Ferrari, Peacock has Knock at the Cabin, and then Netflix has a new streaming movie called Atlas that stars Jennifer Lopez. So quite a bit dropping this week.
Yeah.
Quite a bit in theaters currently. So
lots of good stuff all around. All right, well, get to the movie theaters or get to streaming and watch a brand new film. Producer Charlie, thanks as always.